Alright, well, my ask about make one more video. What you got one more to play? You like the net. That ain't baby fat, that's from olanzapine. Bacolan, that's from retard medication. Years of old retard medication. Um who did the Chinese kids belong to? Blatantly Jessome, my stepfather, and Alex Voss. That's how the myology shit works. That's the mimic guard. That's exactly what they're doing, which is mad groovy for a long fucking time. It's mad groovy. Now, what does that have to do with Insect Nation? Uh, a lot of these women are made from fibromyalgia. It's not fibromyalgia. Meiosis is literally just the word for like acting fiber. So it has literal dark matter mass to shadow whatever you do. And there's time set in it, so it's not just groovy, shouting you out. But it's definitely going to react to cause on anything you do and put it back out, whether it's in another district or just around the corner. Um, Now the kids blatantly belong to Darrell, Jessome, my stepfather, and boss Alex. Um, so as to say they're the guardian, and it's not about sexuality. It's just so good droid vibes back. This is what happened. Those insects came in. Um, and you know what an insect is? Any other insect is a camera, something much larger. Now it's really easy to prove on a 4 frame slideshow when you spread the time lapse frame of where you think you're coming in and any dark fade lines, there's always an insect like 3 feet away from you. And they do have different anatomy and different features. Um, the first wave is that they put out colorful projection, an exact copy of its microself. They can do weird shit like spray out fake wings and shit like that. But the next one, it wants to get in a person, right? So there's a lot of fiber. And you're not coming in. You're not coming in. You're gonna put shit on everything and just fucking destroy it. Even if it's a cannibal, if it doesn't get away with cannibalism, it resorts to shit eating, and if it can't do that, it resorts to real bad fucking shit warfare, destroy the food industry. So when you let it in, what happens? Did Jessome give his kids away? Did Jessome commit the ultimate sin? It has to do with Alex Voss, a good friend of mine from CBS. Um, Alex Voss doesn't need his own mimicry. I don't want to use some derogatory like a mimic zone or something like. But when he's coming in, uh, he's the tallest. He's gonna pick up the most tendency, and they're just gonna mimic that. It's gonna be a big bad sleep bash. That's what it's over. So those insects can micro the face. You think Serge RA54. Does she look like me? Yellow eyes, Tibet Asian me. Yes, so not really Nori, but those are the suggestion for the napalm fragrance that they put out first. There's the warfare. It burns gray. That cloud gets picked up on a receiver. It's like a telephone line. Next thing you know, they're up north and they're covered for metal. That's basically how the Asian population works. So it's kind of a mystery who. Basically, Jessome showed a lot of pictures out. Um, what the kids on his end looked like. It had to do with abuse of Alex, abuse of Jessome to degrees, but Jessome stayed guard on Maple Street back in the day. And so why did they belong to the Chinese? Well, I'll tell you, 27,999,999,998. Uh, they wanted to be Justin's kids, so they mimicked that face. They spray it out. They put it over, but they don't want prime athletes. Serge R.A. and Nori, well, not Nori, but Serge R.A. does. Nori's a bad electric convulsion shock when you see her. The two of the fastest fucking beings in the fucking universe. It's no joke. It's no joke. Um, they don't want the right sport anatomy, but they want the beautiful face. Um, Long story short, that's how they came in, and it tricked Jessome. Oh, we're your senior relatives. Uh, we have your daughter's face, and they basically said we want to be kids, right? And they went ahead and they chipped up. So I guess yeah, it is the tragic story. Yeah, they chipped up all the kids to put cameras in, and they were using rear cues to signal point the fibromyalgia to uh, not to the Asian woman my age and older. All the ladies didn't get fucking covered in shit, mostly non-race shit, shit from the non-living, shit from more spray that they were putting out as a second being, preferring the color brown, nothing to do with good brown Indian people or Punjabis. and they just they got all mangled up in fake shit, and they started shutting down universities, making fucking shit out of Play-Doh. Hydrochloric acid clean you out, separates food odor. Most of the good upper mess soluble gets good for rays and limb anatomy, so you don't break down and get all fucking got it out, fucking sick, but so you don't starve to death. Um, but they started. You don't. We didn't necessarily need shit, but it's a good dispose to light, weight, cool, especially if you have too many people at the same time. Color's pretty fucking arbitrary. Pretty fucking arbitrary. It's like nasty vegetarians, but there was coming out of their ass, but they got affected with that. They chipped up Jessome's kids. Jessome had a bad, beating agreement with Alex. Seemed to be the winner. It wasn't really about size or anything like that, even if it came out like that. And Alex is pretty good, whatever he went through. And the Chinese are going, well, we copied your face. We copied your face, which is basically just a praying mantis thing like this on a slight angle. You can almost see my Decepticon the one that goes as a gator. They fucking copied that shit out, and they tricked Jessome, and they chipped up all the fucking kids. These beautiful fucking, four sports kids that weren't raised by women and men that had the right anatomy, and they lured them with sound cues and point cues from behind the camera, doing shit like I'll spray Jesse the brush like from behind the kid, like, oh, I picked you. And if it's not a living man, whether using the Jewish race for blue or fucking complete shit, it doesn't matter. They're calling it Jew, Jew, poo, poo, poo. And they just covered the kids all up in shit, and they rotted out fucking gray, like Fly Girl. Looks yellow in a certain light. And they fucking got a bunch of clay makeup, and they did it again, and they just keep beating on them and fucking putting shit all over them, and there's no more. Jessome's fucking beautiful kids, the Asian kids. And the Chinese elders are just random insects. Two copied my face, Nori, Serge R.A., and the rest copied all Jessome's kids' faces and said they're the same race. So there's no more kids or fucking sexual action. It's just all a piece of shit. Peace.